Welcome to the QiGong Global Summit, presented by the Shift Network. And now your host, Sharon Rose.
Hello everyone, Sharon Rose here with the Shift Network. We are so excited and honored to have with us today Master Mantak Chia.
Hello.
He is, I would say he's responsible really for bringing Qigong to the West. He's the author of many, many, many books and has trained so many of us over lots of years. Hi.
Hi.
What I'd like to talk about with him is inner alchemy. We've talked about Qi, we've talked about a lot of different things, but he really is an expert and actually trained some of the people in our program in his teachings. So please tell us, what is inner alchemy?
Okay, the practice in the Tao, the inner alchemy actually is the same thing that what the West know as alchemy. But in the Tao, the first step they said we have 5 major pair of organs. So we said there are 5 major, or we call elements. And sometimes they refer them as 5 major medicine. Okay? For example, we said the heart. Okay? So the first thing, all like the heart and small intestine in one pair, they give birth to the earth. So we call 5 burn and become ashes and add more to the earth. So that is the alchemy started to change. Okay? And when the earth grow up, nourish and grow up, it gives birth to the metal we call the lungs. And the lungs, when the earth nourish the metal and the metal grow up, okay, so now it pair with the last intestine, and the lungs attract water. We call metal attract water, and it's bring more water to the kidney. Okay, so it nourish and grow the kidney, and from the kidney it come up to the liver. We call the wood element. So the wood element is just like a tree growing. Okay, so when they're growing, they're blossoming, and they bear fruits, and now you can grow more tree. And when you have more tree and more branches and more tree, you can chop them and burn into fire. So in this first thing we call the inner mind and the creating cycle. And this inner mind creating cycle involved with number one element creating another element. So after that, when we started to understand the organs creating the other organs, and now everyone become one team. So that is the first alchemy. So when they're all growing up and all give birth to each other, we call the medicine. That is the 5 major medicine. And after you have this 5 major medicine, you can start it to bring in the heavenly force. And that's number 6 medicine. And the earth force coming in, and that is number 7. So that is we call the first coming of the alchemy. Okay, the first coming of the alchemy is all the 7 energy come together into one. Now also involved with, we believe that the like the heart, everybody know that it's called love, joy, happy, appreciation. So if we say I love you, we're always going to show them like a red heart. In the Valentine's Day, we send them a red heart. So in Tao said, in the heart, there are 2 kind of energy, or we call emotional part. We have love, joy, happy, appreciation. The other part is the hatred, impatience, hastiness, cruelty. So now, how can you balancing and transform this energy? That is a very important alchemy. Okay, so in the Tao we always say that. So the Tao always talk about Tai Chi, yin yang and balancing, and yin move the yang, yang move the yin. So when you have the when you're negative and you have the positive, in the Tao said, we are not trying to kick out the negative. We are not, but we try to balancing and harmony the negative together. So we said neutralize them. Okay, so it's a very important part. So this is the act of the alchemy part. Okay, so when you have this negative, positive, and you neutralize them, now they become energy. Okay, they become another energy. So when you bring this energy and to the other organ, we say the creating cycle again. So now we come to the spleen. So the fire burn to creating the earth. So the earth one we have worry, anxiety, mistrust. We also have the openness, fair, and trusting energy. So in the Tao believe that spleen hold the trust, and people in this life is something we say trust. When you say I cannot trust anybody, it's a painful life. And in the Tao said, trust is somebody have to build them up, and it's not somebody going to give you. Nobody can give you. Okay, and so in this, in our country, when you look at this, oh, this guy I don't trust this guy. You look at the company, this company, I don't trust it. You look at all this. So the trust is important. So in the negative energy, positive energy, if you find we call balancing and neutralizing, now the negative energy, it doesn't mean turn into bad energy. So that's how every organ have negative, positive, and the first thing, the inner alchemy beginning is you are balancing and you're neutralizing these two negative, positive energy into one harmonious energy. Now say I pointed you are evil, and the other guy pointed back to you are evil. So where are we going to end? We have no way to end. So the Tao said, yin, it doesn't mean bad. Yang, it doesn't mean good. And the only way where we find is a balancing. Yin push the yang, yang push the yin, and nobody win and nobody lose. And that's what the Tai Chi symbol are. And that's what the Tao are. So you have creating the yin, creating the yang.
Mm-hmm. You have a practice, isn't the beginning practice of inner alchemy called the inner smile?
Yeah, we call, actually we know as back to the body wisdom. Why we call back to the body wisdom? Because people nowadays, their mind are so much out. Okay, but actually, if you look at and study the brain actually 80 to 90% is control the organ, the gland, the function, the everything. That's the brain control. But nowadays we totally don't understand, no way to in touch with our own body. And now we always take our mind so much out of the mind. So your mind out of the body. Okay, that's what we do. Everything we see outside, any problem, and this person not good, that person not good. So everything we are outside. And nowadays when we have mobile, we always look at the mobile. Okay, so all the mind is 80-90%. Now we have big trouble because our organ have brain is the one, brain and heart, it control everything inside us. So when we out our body too much, now we get big trouble because we don't have any body that control inside us. Okay, and so that is we call back to the body wisdom. So the first thing we said, you have to learn the first alchemy. This is the first alchemy. So you have to smile, turn inwardly, and smile to the heart. Okay, and if you believe that the heart store love, joy, happy, appreciation, gratefulness, thankfulness, and if you want love, joy, and happiness, you have to look inside. You're not looking outside. But people are nowadays the entertainment is so big. Okay, and people just who gonna make me laugh? Who gonna make me happy? Who gonna love me? And in the Tao said, no. If you don't know how to love yourself, you don't know how to love other people. That is the first step. So he said, back to the body wisdom. First thing, so if you believe you have a heart, and you know the location, and you started to smiling, hold the image of the heart, and you smile to it. And you believe the heart store love, joy, happiness, you smile to it, you're going to get the love, joy, happiness out from the heart. So that is the first, we call back to the body wisdom. And in the Tao, we're very concerned about this creating cycle. Because nowadays, people go to one level, they only work with one organ. That means if they're born with one dominating organs, and that dominate one, usually we use them so much. Okay? So some people dominate with one, they just work on it. They just work on it and you drain out their organ. It's just like a tree, when there's no water, the tree gonna die. It's gonna dry. And so that's why the tree needs the support of the water, and the water needs the support of the rain and lake we call metal. Rain and lake gather and attract more water, and you keep more water. And the rain and lake and the metal also need the earth to support. And now the earth needs the fire to support, and now the fire needs the earth, the tree to support. So it's a creating cycle. But most problem we have now, one organ are dominant. For example, we said when a kidney, we call water, are too dominant, it will counteract the fire, the heart. And that's what happened. And now the West know this. The West know that now if you take a medicine that try to kill the kidney, it might hurt the heart. You take a medicine to kill the liver, it might hurt the earth, the spleen, all the digestion, because they know. Okay, so in the Tao said the first step, we have to stop the internal conflict, because internal conflict is organ conflict the other organ, and that is the whole key. So when we have internal conflict, we're going to manifest the outer conflict. Yeah.
So, Qigong, there's so many people that come there after being really turned down by Western medicine for these kind of conditions. So how does Qigong really, and this inner alchemy, help people who have Western medicine have given up on, even just help people in general to live a happier, healthier life?
Yeah, Qigong actually we say working with the breath. Okay, but in the working with the breath alone, we know how to. Qigong also we call cultivating the energy. So the Tao are very emphasized in the Dantian center, which we know as the navel chakras. Okay, and the Dantian is a place that it can store qi. It can store qi like battery, can be charged qi, and it can transform energy. Because we're working with the energy outside, and you need a place to transform the energy. So that's why we call. So that's why when you calming up, when you move the hand, you feel the hey, I'm drawing energy. I'm drawing energy, and if I draw energy and I bring energy into the Dantian, now the energy outside can be transformed into the energy. So we started to work with life force or energy around us. Yeah.
And the energy, one of the aspects of your teaching that is very profound, and so many of us are practicing, is the microcosmic orbit.
Yeah. In the Tao, we believe that the microcosmic orbit is, we're born with it. Everybody born with the orbit. And in the Tao belief that in the universe, everything is spinning in orbit. Start from a very simple thing. We see the moon. You see the moon are moving around the earth, and we see the moon changes. Okay, a new moon, a wet moon, and a full moon, and it's always spinning orbit around us. And so we have the lunar calendar. And later on, we notice that, oh, we have the sunrise, sunset, and we have the season. And the season is quite exact. And if so we say one round about the moon is 28.5 days. And later on we look at, oh, the season. And we have 12 moon become 1 year of the season, because the earth is spinning around the sun and creating a 4 season. So now the earth, because the earth spinning in the orbit, we have the season. And in a child, when one circle of the earth spin, we call 1 year, and they grow up. So the Tao said, oh, so they discover we also have the orbit inside. And this orbit actually is the one that you take in the outside energy, because everything spinning orbit affecting our orbit. And in the Tao believe that when you spin the orbit from the perineum up the coccyx, up the crown to the palate, and from the tongue down to the perineum, so we call a governor, a yang channel, and the functional, a yin channel, are complete. So in this way, when you move, and you started to tap in all the orbit that around us. We have so many orbits. So we come from the Mars spinning in orbit, the Mercury spinning in orbit, the Venus spinning in orbit, the Jupiter spinning in orbit, and the Sun. Everyone is spinning in orbit around us. So their orbit that's spinning affecting our physical orbit also. So we said in the Tao, we always talk about, one, you can feel your own orbit, and when you expand your awareness and consciousness out, now you started to feel that, hey, there are so many energies spinning around us, so we can be tapped in those energy. We call a free ride. So you have a free ride with all this energy are spinning, because when you spin, now in the Tao, after that they believe that they don't have the idea, but now we know that they feel that the orbit spin is affecting all the organ, all the gland, all the system, and affecting the cellular level. But now we know that if we look at a cells, and in a cell you have many atoms, and in atom you have many electrons, and proton and neutron, and electron are spinning in orbit. It keep on spinning in orbit like that. So how many electrons we have? A lot. Many thousand trillion of electrons are spinning. And when electrons are spinning, it's producing electricity. That's what the chi is coming from. So that's everything a spin orbit. But sometimes when we have too much toxic, too much emotional, and all jam up in the cell and atom, now they stop spinning. But lucky we have so many 100,000 trillion to jam up. It takes a long while to jam them up. So when you jam, when we block all this electron in the atom up, now we don't have more energy. And that's why the QiGong and the orbit is very important.
So that really connects us with the universe.
Yes, because the whole key in the Tao said, when we talk about universe, is too big. Okay, we have to talk about our solar system. So the whole key is always said, like the Tao said, love the one you can love. Do not try to love the whole world, whole universe. It's impossible. Nobody can do that. But if you love the one that you can love, the same thing in universe. If you started to connecting with your tiny galaxy, tiny universe, what we call our moon, the earth, the moon, the planets and our sun. This is solar system. They're all involved with us. And the next one, the Tao always talk about a Big Dipper and the pole star. So the pole star we have Polaris, Vega, and Turban. That is a pole star, 3 stars. Now it changes from the Polaris, the North Star, into the Vega, the Yin star, because the North Star is Yang and the Vega is Yin, so there are changes. Okay, so so this is our tiny little universe, but it's very big already. So if you cannot access the pole star, we call Tai Chi pole. If you cannot access your pole star, that means the North Star. You have no way to access the whole universe, because the whole universe is too big. Okay, so that's why we always start with our own Earth, our own moon, and the planets. That alone is a lot to connect and to work with.
You've been, you come every year to teach. Tell us some of the places that you're teaching.
So
in the West?
That means in Europe, I teach twice a year. And in here, I start with the Portland, Oregon, and after that, from there, go to Los Angeles and San Francisco and New York. So next year we will be teaching in an upstate, no, not upstate, in New York City, with Sharon Smith.
Yeah. And Eastover?
We might skip that. Okay. Now I'm teaching in the Eastover. It's a nice, beautiful, big space, and Yin, she the one that owned the place. She really want to set this place as a QiGong center and Eastern medicine and all this kind of Chinese work, So that is in the Linux and the Eastover and Massachusetts. Yeah, it's between very close to New York, next to New York.
It's a very, very beautiful center, and Ying brings lots of Qigong masters here. So I encourage you all to find Eastover Estate and Eco Center. Yeah. So I'm sure many of our viewers would be very interested in how to contact you, your website, your information. So let us know.
Yeah, they can like the mantakchia.com or the universal Tao.com and the TaoGarden.com. Yeah.
So one more thing I'd like to ask you. Nature seems to be very, very important in the Taoist tradition, our relation to nature. Mm-hmm. Would you tell us a little?
The Tao, they actually everywhere in China, when they have temple, everything there, of course, Tao is nature. Okay, that's what exactly the word that everywhere they use. Tao is nature, because the Tao very and actually the West or the science that is the thing. The science and the astrology and the science, they discover what the earth, what is it, the earth, what is it, the nature. Okay, and we discover all these things, but sometimes the scientists, they want to change the nature, but whatever they discover, the law and the fact of the nature, and that is what the Tao always like to understand. And like in the astrology, the Tao always, they know that the earth is round. That is more than 6,000 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they know that their planet, because they study so much in the text 4, 5, 6, 7,000 years, they already know all the planet spinning and all these things. And that's all the practice, all the thing we do is there, according to that kind of pattern. And so the whole key about the Tao is nature. So that the Tao is that. So the Tao said, everybody born with. Now we use a little bit more. The Tao talk very similar, but sometimes you understand the more simple way that how we say. We say everybody born with an operating system. So that means we inherit a thing from the heaven and the earth. Okay, and you have a fixed pattern of how you should run. It's a fixed pattern. See? So in the Tao said, we are actually everybody are born with the same. Everybody have the same operating system. Okay, you're born with it, and that is we call the nature. You're born with it, and you have. So in the Tao said, you have pump. So there are many talking about the pumps, and we say we have 21 pumps in the body. The people only know one pump is the heart. And we have so many pumps in the other part of the whole body. It helps because we have so much fluid. We have 70% of fluid. And if you want to move the fluid, you need pump to do it. So in the picture that few thousand years old, they always drawing how to pumping the water up and make the water flow. And they have buffalo pull the wagon with water. And this always talk about the pumping system. So he said, you're born with the pump, you're born with the pulse, and you're born to be good. Nature, you're good in nature. So we see that the children, when they're a child and they don't know much anything, they don't tell a lie. Okay, so in the Tao said, when we born with all the same operating system and you have a good nature, okay, and all the pump and pumping system, all the pumping system, that is what we inherit from the universe and the nature. And we have to keep all this pumping system and the pumping system work. And you're born with a good nature, you have to keep this good nature. But oftentimes, later on, when sometimes parents, they want to impose another operating system in the children. And when they go to religious, they give them another operating system. And you go to the school, they give them another operating system. And you go into the society, government, they go another. So Tao said when we grow up to one level, everybody have a different operating system. Okay, so now we have to gang together because, okay, you and me have the very similar operating system. We can get together, but we cannot go along with the other people because everybody have a different operating system. So now, like we know the computer is before the big dominating of the operating system, and we have the Android with the iOS, and now we have the Microsoft come with. Everybody have their own different operating system which cannot run together at all. Okay, so that's why the Tao said first thing when you learn the Tao, you understand this is what you're born with. So go back to undo all the other program and go back to your original operating system. Yeah.
The true nature.
The true nature. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's been a real, true honor. It was you that set my feet on the path of the Tao.
Yes.
And I am extremely grateful. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for joining us for the QiGong Global Summit. To learn about our global community, visit theshiftnetwork.com. And please share these powerful sessions with your friends and family.